Hi y'all, welcome to my channel. Oh my word, Melly. For those who are new here, I am Melissa, a booktuber and a bookworm from Sri Lanka. So the last couple of weeks, I have been getting numerous messages on Instagram, on even TikTok, asking me what makes me pick up a book. What do I do before I buy a book? So I thought I will compile this video to tell you my process, what I do before I buy a book, and also my short process of what I do after I buy a book. Definitely I will buy a book or I'll stop and check a book out if it's like a sequel or a companion book of a series that I already have, or another series from that same author, or like if it's books by an author that I like, for there is no doubt in the world, if I see a Cassandra Clare book, I will stop and I will buy. There is nothing more, no more steps in there. If I'm at a bookstore or online, it's very rare, but especially when I'm at a bookstore, if the cover, like the cover of the book, attracts or gets my attention, then that's definitely a reason that I stop, I pick up the book and then follow the next steps I'm going to say. Or it can be books that are recommended by my friends, my family members, like who read, and even trusted booktubers. So the reason I say trusted booktubers is because there are a set of booktubers that I adore, that I follow, because they have similar tastes in books like I have. Like they like the same genres, the same authors, the same books, and most of their recommendations which I have got and I have read, they were like spot on. Majority was spot on. Next, a reason why a book attracts me or gets my attention is if it was hyped on Instagram, on TikTok, or my booktubers raving about it. That's the reason I will check it out as well. But me going for a hyped book is very less compared to the other reasons why I stop and check out a book. Still, for all, no matter what reason that I stop and check out a book, for me to buy it, there are certain things that I do check. Unless like I said, if it's the next book of a series or by one of my favorite authors that I like, one of my go-to authors. So even though like it's a hyped book or recommended, if it's like not one of my go-to authors or not a book that completes a series or next part of a series that I have already read and I like, the first thing I do, like I'm pretty sure all bookworms like me do this, and that is I go on Goodreads. And so Goodreads, there are multiple ways where you can scan the book or like search for the book. So I like the quickest way for me is scanning the book so that I don't need to be typing halfway through. So by then when I search for the book and open it, I do not read the plot. I'm someone who doesn't like reading the plot or the storyline because I don't like spoilers. Like I try as much as possible to stay away from the plot. Like reading the plot is my last resort when I'm buying a book. So the first thing I do is check the ratings. So whether it's a 3-star, a 4-star. So for me, usually I consider if a book has like a 3.9 or 3.9 and above, or 4 and above rating, I consider the book to be okay, good, consider it and follow the next steps. And also in Goodreads you can see which ratings a majority of people have given in their reviews. So like I think I will show you a screen here so that y'all can see what I'm actually talking about. So then I see, okay, a majority of people have given a 4-star, a majority of people have given a 3-star, or there is a minority of people like that. I see that. So that's also one decision point. So if it's like a rating below 2 or 3, like I don't even consider that book after that. Like I don't, because buying a book is an investment or an expense, not an investment, rather it's an expense which I can't afford if the book is not worth it. After checking the ratings, next what I do is I scroll down in Goodreads to read reviews. And something I like in Goodreads is if there are any of your friends, Goodreads friends, who have already read and reviewed this book, there is a separate section which shows, okay, your friends, this is what your friends have said about this book. So at that point, because like most of my Goodreads friends are people who I trust their judgment on, so from that also I can conclude whether I'm buying the book or not. So some say they love it, some say they hate it, like it depends on the book as well. And still, if I'm not convinced, I scroll down to see all the other reviews for a book. So from that, I try to stay away from like reviews including of spoilers. So something on Goodreads is, if you're giving a spoiler inclusive review, you can mark it saying there's a spoiler. So then I just avoid those because I don't want to know any spoilers. I like to get to know the book on my own terms while reading it. So I tend to read most of the spoiler free reviews, and they say like if they liked it, if it was worth the time. If it's not, like there are some saying, oh my god, hell no. So then you get an idea. But still there are moments like this happened to me with the Carve the Mark by Veronica Roth. There were mixed reviews. So friends who I follow had liked it, but other booktubers who I follow have not liked it, like these popular booktubers. So then I did not know what I want to do, whether I want to buy the book. So that's the main reason that I ended up not buying either of those. So then what I mainly do is get on YouTube either. So it depends. So from where you buy the book actually. So if it's like a sale where you are like time bound, you don't have so much time to do this. So then I draw the line saying Goodreads. If I'm still not convinced, that's it, I'm not buying it. Or if I'm convinced, yeah, it's in my cart. But if it's in any other place where I have enough of time to go through the books or take my time to buy it, or decide like if I'm pre-ordering a book and so on, then I check if any of my booktubers have done any video reviews or recommended this in any of their recent videos. Or I simply just drop a message to my Bookstagram friends or my other friends who read. So that's basically the entire round of what I do before I buy a book. So if all those check the box, that's how these books ended up here. But what do I do after I buy a book? So the first thing I do is I mark it on Goodreads as want to read. So there are 3 given shelves, so read, currently reading, and want to read. What I do is most of the books when I just see or hear, I mark them anyway as want to read. But when I actually get a book, if I still haven't marked them as want to read, I will do that. But I also have a custom shelf in Goodreads which you can create on your own. Like it's a personal thing only for your account. You can create a shelf which I have called to be read or TBR. So if I own a book and still haven't read it, it goes into that pile as well, so that later on when I'm actually trying to buy a book, I won't get confused whether I have it or not. Next, what I do is I have this fascination where I want to write the date and the place I bought the book from. That is something I do for tracking purposes, and I have always liked to do it. And obviously always with a pencil. But recently I have seen this trend on Instagram and even on TikTok where they have this stamp sort of thing where you can stamp the book with your name. But that is definitely not for me, because I don't like tattoos on my body and I don't like ink on my pages. That is something I stand by very strictly. And finally, what I do is, I don't know if you all can see it on this book, I tape the edges. People start screaming at me or DMing me saying you are reducing the value of the book, blah blah blah. I don't care. I rather reduce the value of the book and protect it than get it damaged. So because I carry my books and go everywhere I go, whenever I'm reading, I always keep that in my bag as well, so that I can read the slightest chance I get. So the tendency of the edges getting damaged is high. And once I have written this and taped the edges, the next thing I do is I add it to a shelf. So my shelves are organized in certain ways, like sometimes it's authors, sometimes it's the way I like. So someday soon I will do a bookshelf tour on BookTube. So that's it guys, that's basically what I do when deciding to buy a book and protective measures I take after I get a book. I don't do anything special. I'm pretty sure most of you do the same things I do as well. But if you do something apart from this, do let me know because I would like to see what y'all do as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And until I see you in my next video, here is me signing off for today. Bye. Stay safe from Oh My Word, Millie.